Hey everyone, this begins a new set of long-form reports that will be broken down into highlights for Instagram, and the full versions will be available here on YouTube. A set of reports analyzing the connections of Jeffrey Epstein to establish his web of atrocities, which of them knew about his business and kept quiet, and who actively participated. Now I want to be clear, these are mine and my team's investigations and what we think they mean based on the evidence presented. This is Naomi Campbell, a famous British supermodel who appears in the Epstein file hundreds of times. Though Miss Campbell has attempted to convince us all that she had a casual association with him, the truth of the matter is that she flew on his plane 10 times just to start with, traveling all over the world. Campbell and Epstein had a long-standing and ongoing relationship with mutual benefit that involved the modeling industry, the same industry that Jeffrey Epstein used as one of the largest working pieces in his trafficking ring. It is well documented that Epstein used his connections in the modeling industry to meet, coerce, groom, and assault underage models for his sexual gratification. It is also documented that Jean-Luc Brunel, also a contact of Miss Campbell, was directly involved with Epstein's trafficking through his modeling agency, MC2 Model Management, and connections to Victoria's Secret and Leslie Wexner. The documents show that she was not only friends with and regularly traveled with him, but maintained regular contact with Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein for over 13 years. That she maintained that friendship even after he was convicted of a minor. Now remember that this entire time, that even though there is no evidence she did anything wrong or has been accused of it, she was completely, entirely aware of who and what Jeffrey Epstein was. And it is my opinion that she knew a lot more than that. Beginning in 2001, Naomi flew on Epstein's plane a total of 10 times all over the world, along with notable passengers such as Jean-Luc Brunel, Ghislaine Maxwell, Jeffrey Epstein, and Sarah Kellen, among others. Names directly connected to the ring of horror and tragedy. And it didn't end with the plane flights. No. Though she claims no true connection to Epstein, she has had extensive communication with him, his people, his personal assistant, and almost all of it after his conviction for child. Now again, I want to be clear. I am not accusing Miss Campbell of a crime. Let's continue. For years after Epstein's conviction, Naomi Campbell maintained repeated contact with Epstein. On January 21st of 2016, an email was sent explaining that Miss Campbell was stranded in New York and had no backup plan for travel, and requested that Epstein send the plane back to get her after he flew home. To which Epstein responds by requesting that his assistant charter her a flight from New York to Miami. On October 3rd, 2010, Campbell's assistant Becky Fatemi contacts Epstein to inform him that Miss Campbell would like to invite him to attend her event in Paris the following evening to celebrate the 25th anniversary of Dolce & Gabbana. She sent him an evite to her fundraising gala in Moscow on April 22nd of 2010. On November 16th of 2015, she sends an extremely odd message where she states that she wants to see Jeffrey, and a strange statement about hurt and needing to have a treatment, and inquires about Morocco. And in addition, requests after request after request to call. Now I want to say this one more time. I am not directly accusing Naomi Campbell of wrongdoing. However, these and hundreds of other documents establish a pattern of continuous communication and interaction between Miss Campbell, Jeffrey Epstein, and Ghislaine Maxwell, both in public and behind closed doors. It shows a connection from her to the modeling agencies that Jean-Luc Brunel, Maxwell, and Epstein used to funnel underage women into their network of manipulation and abuse. And whether she wishes to acknowledge it or not, children were hurt because of those ties to these individuals. I've said in my other videos that I did not do drugs in high school, but I still knew who to get them from. And I would bet that so did most of you. And I say that to say this. I do not believe that she knew nothing. I find it completely baffling that the rest of the world is able to know what's going on around them. That in high school, everyone knows everything you do. That in a small town, everyone knows each other. But these ultra-rich and powerful politicians, celebrities, and corporate billionaires are what? So ridiculously blind and ignorant that they were just completely unaware of anything going on around them. That it never struck them as odd that there were incredibly young girls around Epstein constantly. That despite knowing what he had been convicted of, they, what? Had no clue he was still doing these things right in front of them? I don't believe that for a single second. And I would hope that none of you are that naive or foolish either. These monsters lie to our faces, and the government protects them. And that will not stand. These powerful elites need to be brought forward and interrogated about what they knew, what they've seen, and if they didn't do anything wrong, then I promise you they know who did. I am finished with proper, and I am done with waiting for the right thing to be done, because that has never happened in all of human history unless somebody made it happen. Now is the time to come together and demand justice for the men, women, and children who are victims of these horrible crimes, and bring to justice the twisted excuses for humans that protect them. Come and join the revolution. Stand up and be counted.